Don't Depend on Daddy is an unfiltered safe space, empowering young professionals to build independence in their 20s and beyond, whether it be personal, professional, or financial. Regardless of your age, relationship status, or job title, the most consistent person in your life is you. So join me and let's build our independence together. Enjoy! Hello and welcome back to Don't Depend on Daddy, the podcast. My name is Michela. I am your host. And today we are doing a roundup of all of my favorite purchases I made in 2024. Before we get into it, we're going to run through the housekeeping really quick. So first things first, as always, if you are looking for a tool to manage your finances, make sure you check out the Personal Finance Dashboard. This is my signature money management and planning tool. And as a listener of the podcast, you can get $10 off when you use the code podcast1. I am going to be running a end of year going into 2025 sale. So tune into my Instagram if you're interested in those details, because that's where I'm going to be posting like the live up-to-date codes and sales and all of that. I also want to let you know that I am going to be hosting some year-end like financial planning masterclasses, how to put together your plan for 2025, how to audit your finances, all that kind of stuff. So if you are interested in joining, again, make sure you tune in onto my Instagram, but I'll make sure all of the sign up links and everything are in the show notes as well. So with that, we are going to just get right into today's episode, which is all of my favorite stuff that I bought in 2025 or 2024. So I grouped these together into three separate ranges. And then I also have some honorable mentions of things that I use all the time, but I didn't buy them this year. I bought them in prior years. So first I have low range stuff, which is anything under $50. I have mid range, which is anything under $200. And then I have higher end, more intentional splurges, which are things over $200. So the threshold for something to be on this list is that I use the product every day or almost every day, meaning I'm reaching for it multiple times per week. And I've had it for over 3 months. So it's like something that I've been using really frequently, either all year long, if I bought it at the beginning of the year, which many of these things are things I bought at the beginning of the year, or if it happened, like I purchased it over the summer or something, and I've been using it ever since. I also want to mention before we get into this that every year I give myself a spending theme. And my spending theme this year was to buy less, but buy better. And I did actually buy significantly less things this year than I feel like I've done in the past. But because I bought better, meaning that like I was much more focused on higher quality items and things where my cost per use would be much lower and the utility of the item would be higher, I did spend a lot of money on shopping. And I'm going to do like a full spending wrapped. But when I looked at my total shopping budget for this year or shopping spending for this year, I was alarmed. And so going into next year, my spending theme is going to be just like overarchingly to buy less. I did do an episode in a few weeks ago on underconsumption and how like I really do have a goal going forward to use up what I have, to wear the clothes that I have, and to start just buying less things. But, you know, these are already things that I bought, right? And I really do try to be intentional about products and stuff that I talk about, links and everything that I share, because I don't want people to buy stuff, A, just because I have it, but B, just because it's on social media. Like I want to be cognizant of that. So the things that I'm going to be talking about today are things that I feel very passionately about and I really use on a regular basis. Everything will be in my LTK and my Shop My. Those are always linked in my bio. And I am really trying to like build up my LTK and my Shop My. I actually hired someone to help me with this. So that was my first hire ever of Break Your Budget. I'm really excited about that. And yeah, so if you're interested in like shopping any of these products or seeing what they are, you can get them all linked, again, in the show notes. So with that, let's get into it. So we're going to start off with the products under $50. I have 3 of them here. So first is the Daily Stoic book, which I actually have sitting right next to me because I read this every single morning before I start working. So something that I don't talk about very often, I feel like, is I have a lot of anxiety. I'm a very anxious person. And I do a lot of doom scrolling, which is something I'm actively trying to break. I think in times of uncertainty in my life, so like moving, for example, the last few months, I feel like I resort to my phone sort of as like a comfort thing. And I'm not proud about it. It's a habit that I'm trying to break. And so one of my like morning practices or morning rituals is sitting down and reading the passage from the Daily Stoic. And I have found that it really does help center me and put things into perspective, which is really helpful for just feeling like good about your life and your day to day. I didn't realize how much of a difference it was going to make, but I bought this book a little while ago and I'm really, really, really enjoying it. I think it's a very great intentional habit and practice to be in the morning. And so it just sits on my desk. And before I leave my room in the morning and when I sit down for work, I'm reading the passages. They're very short. If you're watching this on YouTube, like it's not even a full page of reading, it's like half a page of reading. It takes me like 2 minutes. And it just gives me something to think about. So, definitely a really great practice to bring into the new year if being more thoughtful and intentional is something that you are interested in. Next is this t shirt that I'm currently wearing. This is from Cotton On. It's called their 90s tee. And I really, really, really like it as like my go-to staple white t-shirt. I have had a really hard time finding a white t-shirt that wasn't super tight on the arms. So my arms are something that I'm not like super confident about. So I don't really like having sleeves that are tight and cut like in the middle of my arm. I feel like it emphasizes like the largest part of my arm. It makes me feel really insecure. And so white t-shirts are always a challenge because I find that the sleeves are really tight. And what I like about this is that the sleeves sort of have this pucker, like they're not super tight, and it sort of just makes it has more of a slimming effect on the arm, in my opinion. I think it's much more flattering on me. I like how this has a nice high neck. And the best part is it's 95% cotton and they're only $20. So I have a couple of these. These are like my go-to daily t-shirt. And if you've been looking for like a nice crisp white t-shirt that's not super expensive, that's made up of natural materials, don't sleep on Cotton On. They have great stuff. I discovered Cotton On actually in the Century City Mall. I had never really gone in there because I didn't know it was a store that existed. And they just have like some great basics. So you can buy them online, but I really, really like this t-shirt. My last thing here under 50 is the Crown Affair leave-in conditioner. So I would say during the summertime, like I really started to take my hair care a little bit more seriously. Like I've always been a notorious drugstore hair care person. Like I never really wanted to spend a lot of money on hair care. I'm much more inclined to spend more money on skincare specifically. But over the summer, I decided to start investing in some higher quality hair care products. And the Crown Affair leave-in conditioner and the Way scalp serum were two that I chose. Both brands that I really, really like. They both smell amazing. But the Crown Affair leave-in conditioner, I have found, makes the process of like drying my hair and the smoothness of my hair so much better. So anytime I wash my hair, I just put a little bit of that in when I'm like going through and brushing it and combing through it before I do like my blow drying and whatnot. And I really, really am liking it. So definitely recommend checking out some of the Crown Affair products. I have a few of them now. I have the leave-in conditioner, which I really like. I have the dry shampoo, which I do like, I don't love. I feel like that's a big cult favorite, and I don't find that it works super well on my hair, but I do really like it. And then I just got this, so I can't put it on this list yet, but I got during Black Friday the hair towel, which I have been liking, but I've only used it a couple of times, so I can't include it as like a threshold. This is the best thing ever. I will let you know though if I think it's great. So those are my three products under $50. Okay, we're moving on to the under $200 category. And actually, all three of these things are under $100, which is great. So, number one are the Aritzia long sleeve workout tops from their like butter collection. So, I was in search during the springtime for like a long sleeve layering workout top that I could put over a tank top. But, when it was too hot to wear a sweatshirt, but too cold to go with the tank top, I needed something a little bit lighter. And I discovered these like butter tops from Aritzia, and I am obsessed with them. I have five. I have three black ones and I have two white ones, and they're just like the perfect, super tight, long sleeve layering shirt. They're not super cropped, but like they're not super long either. So they meet the point. If you're wearing like a more of a higher waist legging, they like just cover at least on my body, they just cover like the waistline. So you're not really seeing any skin, but it's not like tons of layering going on over the waistband of your workout pants with the shirt, which I like because I don't like to feel too like tight and constricted. And I love these. I think they're really great too, especially if you live in a wintry climate and you're looking for long sleeve workout tops. I don't wear anything. I mean, I can wear a tank top under it, but I don't have to wear anything under it. So like if I just wanted to go with the long sleeve workout top, it works totally fine. I also don't have like a huge chest, so I feel like if that was different, maybe I'd need to wear a bra under it, but there's plenty of room under there if you also want to wear a sports bra. And I just think that they're the best. I wash them, I dry them, they don't shrink. The material is super soft, they're super flattering, and I really love them. It's taking a lot in me to not buy more. I don't need more. I have five. I have one to wear every day of the week if I wanted to. And I just like, they're just the best. So if you're looking for a longer sleeve, high utility workout top that's like super soft, feels good, is flattering, I definitely recommend the Aritzia ones, specifically the butter line. I did try on, and I returned it, a different one that wasn't the butter line, but it had thumb holes in it, and I did like it, but the material wasn't as nice in my opinion. So the butter line is the way to go. Number two on this list are these earrings that I have on actually from Gorjana. They're just like little, I mean, they're not real diamonds. They were like $70, but they have like the little diamonds lining the hoops. They're silver, which I wear silver jewelry. My necklace is silver, my bracelet is silver, and my earrings are silver. I'm a silver gal. And I love these. They weren't super expensive. Like I said, I think they were like $70. They're my everyday, like daily earrings. I don't take them out. I shower with them. I don't know if they're sterling silver. I don't know the details behind that, but they don't tarnish. And I love Gorjana because if something at Gorjana breaks, they will just give you a new one. Their return policy is fabulous, or like their care policy is great. So I'm a big Gorjana fan for jewelry. I like Gorjana more than I like Majuri. If I'm buying like less expensive, lower cost kind of jewelry, it's also more my style. But these hoops, I love them. They're not too big. I think they're super flattering on the face, perfect for daily use. And I definitely prefer like a smaller hoop as opposed to a stud personally. That's just my style, but Gorjana has tons of like little studs and everything too. So these are a major win for me. I got these back in April, I think, and I like don't ever take them out. And then number three is my card case that I got. So over the summer, and I'll talk about my bag when we get to the over 200s, but over the summer for my birthday, I bought myself a gift. I bought myself a Coach purse and a Coach card case, which I have in my drawer right here. So if you're watching on YouTube, this is the card case. It's just like a like snakeskin style card case, and I love this because I did not have a card case prior to the summer. I would just keep my cards loose in my purse or like in my crossbody bag when I went walking, and it wasn't too much of an issue, but I just felt like, I'm an adult, like I should have a little case. And I really like this Coach one. I think it's super sleek, it's super high quality. It was, I want to say $95. I use it obviously every single day. It's easy to throw into any of my bags because it's not big or bulky. Sometimes I find that card cases are like small wallets that fold. They're just too thick, which I personally don't like. And I also don't want to have one of those cases that's on my phone because that just stresses me out. Like I like to have my cards in their own case. And so I love this one from Coach. Like aside from the fact that I love it, I feel like it's nice quality. I don't really have anything else to say. And I definitely recommend that you get a card case if you don't have one. I think, it's a really good thing to have as an adult. Just my opinion. Okay, so those are my three things that are under $200, but all of those things are actually really under $100. And now moving on to my category of over $200. This is where things get a little more fun. I have three things on this list, and these are three things that I am obviously obsessed with. So first things first, you probably know what's coming, my red light face mask. So I have the OmniLux red light face mask, and I use this every single night. And now I've used it for almost a full year. And if you're on YouTube, you can see my skin. I think my skin looks fabulous. Okay, I've totally cleared up my skin. My skin tone is even. I have pretty much no makeup on. All I have on is my tinted sunscreen. So like that's barely any coverage, and one dot of blush on each of my cheeks. Otherwise, I don't have any foundation on or anything. I have a little bit of under eye concealer on too. but I don't have any active breakouts. I don't have any like unevenness or redness on my skin. This red light face mask, I know people have their opinions like, is it a scam, whatever. Maybe if you don't use it, it's a scam, or, if I don't know, everyone's skin is different. But for me, I feel like it has worked wonders. And I went into 2024 saying, this is the year that I'm getting glowy, beautiful skin. And I did a lot of stuff this year. I overhauled my skincare. I started juicing at the beginning of the year. You can go listen to my podcast from the beginning of 2024. I talk about this at length if you want to like hold me accountable to it. And I got the red light face mask. And I genuinely think that this red light face mask was the game changer because I didn't really stick with my juicing. I did for like the first quarter, but the one thing that I've stuck with is my skincare routine. I use Paula's Choice mostly, and this red light face mask. I also have the one for neck and chest, which, because I talked about the red light face mask on TikTok and the video went like semi-viral, they actually Omnilux sent me the neck and chest one, but I purchased the actual face one with my own money at the end of last year, literally like this time a year ago. Or end of December. I didn't start using it until January 1. And I just love it. When I look in the mirror, I feel like my skin is all one smooth tone. When I'm recording videos of myself, I'm looking at my skin and I'm like, my skin looks good. Like, I don't use the beauty filters. I don't filter or, retouch any of my content because, quite frankly, I don't know how and have other things to do. So I always had a goal. I remember when I lived at home during COVID, my skin was like kind of a nightmare. And I always remember saying, all I want is to get my skin to a place where I can wake up and I don't have to put any makeup on and my skin looks nice. And I was younger when I said that. And I feel like now at 29, I can say, hopefully I'm not jinxing myself, I've finally done it. And I do really think that the red light face mask has played a huge part in that. So if you're interested in getting it, I am in communication with Omnilux. They are not paying me to say this, and they have never paid me to say any of this, but they did give me a discount code. So if you are interested, my link and my code, the code is Break Your Budget 10. If you have to use my link though for the code to work. So you should go do that. If you want to get one, I think it's a great Christmas gift. It's also just a great thing to treat yourself to if you are also someone who is really trying to take your skin care seriously. I will say, because I've gotten messages about it of people saying like, oh, I've been using it for a couple of weeks. I'm not really noticing a difference. I think you have to use it for like consistently for over 6 months. Like, I feel like the real difference in my skin has sort of come to show over the last couple of months, like end of summer into fall is really where I've been like, wow, like my skin looks good. So yeah, food for thought, but I really love the red light face mask and I will continue to use it every day after I shower before I do my skincare. It's like an essential part of my evening. I travel with it. I take it with me everywhere and I do it. I would say on average 7 days a week, but sometimes 6. Like sometimes I'll miss it on like a Saturday or something. Moving on, the next thing I got that was over $200 is my Jenny Kane Cooper cardigan. I have 2 of them. I have the tan one and I have the black one. And I wear this all the time. I think it's the most classically shaped, classic looking cardigan. Other companies have tried to dupe it. I actually do think that the Jenny Kane is a dupe of the Kate cardigan that's like over $1,000. I actually like the Jenny Kane better. I think they're not similar enough for them to be considered dupes, or the Cooper to be considered a dupe of that Kate cardigan. I think the Cooper cardigan it's just so beautiful. It's so flattering. It has such a lovely cut on the body. It has a nice bell sleeves. It's nice and long. It goes with jeans. It's a great layering piece, especially in the winter. Like I wore it as a shirt and I would wear just like a bra underneath it and wear it as a shirt, and it's warm. It looks good. It's elevated. It's made up of 100% natural materials. It's a wool and cashmere blend. It's super soft and I just love it. It's classic for a reason. And if you have been eyeing it, it's not something I would say you should just go buy because I have it. But if you have been looking for a classically cut cardigan and you are looking for something that's like elevated, effortless, really, really nice and really high quality, and you're willing to spend, I think the Cooper cardigan is like one of the best options. It's never going to go out of style. And I just love it. Like it's classic for a reason. So Jenny Kane Cooper cardigan, big fan. They do go on sale all the time. So I would say never pay full price for it. Just wait for the sale. I think it goes on sale for Black Friday, it goes on sale for Christmas, it goes on sale for Valentine's Day, it goes on sale for Labor Day. Like, if you see it on sale, buy it. It's always on my LTK. So if it does go on sale, I will like share about it because I just love it so much. So that's number two. And number three is my Coach purse. So this was the gift that I got for myself for my 29th birthday. Just wait until you find out the gift I'm getting for myself for my 30th birthday. I'm very excited about it. I hope it all works out. But that will be a conversation for next summer. I got the Soho bag. So it's just like a little shoulder bag and it has a buckle on the front. It's the perfect size. It's so cute. I get compliments on it all the time. And it's one of those just like really nice classic style of bags that it actually like they have some vintage ones. Like it's more of a 2000s style bag that has since come back in style. But I just think that it's one of those bags that it's timeless. Again, it will never go out of style. It goes with everything. I got the black one with silver detailing because I am a silver and I love it. It's the perfect size. I will say, I think this is important to share. I did have one issue with it where one of the stitches came out and the like buckle and the flap disconnected, which was super annoying. I think it was just sort of like maybe a malfunction or whatever because I didn't do anything to it. But I did take it to the Coach store and they fixed it with no issue. I had to send it out, which was a little bit annoying. So I was without a bag for 2 weeks, but they sent it back. I got it back. It's in perfect condition. They put it all in a new bag, like a purse bag, and it's great. I love it. So I think that when you buy, Coach to me is the perfect like mid-tier designer where you're not spending thousands of dollars on a purse, which quite frankly, I'm never going to do that. If I'm going to spend thousands of dollars on something designer, it's going to be either a watch or a jewelry, which is some subtle foreshadowing. But I think that it's the perfect mid-tier designer because my bag, I want to say it was like $400 and it's just an amazing bag. Like that's really all there is to say. It goes with everything. You can wear it in the summer, you can wear it in the winter. It's all 4 seasons. It's so cute. And it really is like the bag that I grab for pretty much every occasion. It's great during the day. It goes with my sweat sets, but I can also wear it and dress it up with my Cooper cardigan and some nice jeans and boots. Like it's just very versatile. And when I'm thinking about spending intentionally and buying less but buying better, like if I'm going to buy a bag, I want it to be a bag, like the bag that I wear 95% of the time. I don't have a lot of purses. I don't really have like a purse collection. I have my Coach bag. Like that's literally the only purse that I own at this point. I had a few bags that were from Oakenfort, which I still have, but I don't wear them as frequently because I just prefer my Coach bag. It looks nicer, it closes. Like, I don't know. I think when you have one bag that you really love that's versatile, you don't need any more. So the Coach Soho bag is my bag of choice. I recommend checking out Coach. I think they're a great brand. I think they're very reasonably priced for what you get. And I love the stuff that I've gotten from there. So those are all of my purchases that I think are winners from this year. I did not buy a lot of stuff this year. I just bought nice things. And a lot of my shopping this year was also like repurchasing stuff. But these are my winners. So if you want any of that, again, it's all on my LTK. Moving on, I have a couple of quick honorable mentions, which are things that I use every single day, but I did not buy this year. So I think it's important to share these because they're like purchases I made in the past that still get lots of use. And then I also have a few purchases. I have 2 purchases that I made this year that I didn't use as much as I thought I was going to. Not wastes, just things that I'm going to make more of an effort to use more frequently in 2025. So starting with the honorable mentions. First is my Hatch alarm clock. I am obsessed with my Hatch alarm clock. I've said this before and I'll say it again. If you are someone who is looking to really focus on your morning and evening routines and you want to break your addiction to your phone, which is something that I'm working on, and you want to start reading at night and you want to wake up gentler and you want to just like feel better at night and in the morning, the Hatch alarm clock is so incredibly worth the money. I travel with it. Literally, if I'm going anywhere, it's going in my bag. I take it with me. I think it's the best thing ever. In the morning, I wake up to, I think I do Malibu sunrise, and then I have meditative flutes, or no, right now I have birds chirping, which I just changed it. So it's a very, very gentle wake up. I never feel like I'm jarred. Anytime I use my phone, like if I'm just going on an overnight or something and I don't take it with me because it's more of a hassle than what it's worth and I use my phone as my alarm, I always feel like shit. Like the Hatch alarm clock makes waking up just so much more pleasant. And it's also really trained me. Like I wake up at the same time every morning now, and I feel like I'm waking up, which is kind of the whole point, but like I'm waking up as it's beginning to go off, not retroactively. I don't know. It just like there's something to be said about waking up without it being super jarring. But the reason why I love it the most is the nighttime routine because I read at night. So I have a Kindle. I've had my Kindle for like a bajillion years. I have my Kindle and I read at night. And what I do is I set the Hatch to be red light and I do heavy rain. And basically, I set it for 1 hour. And that 1 hour is like, this is my reading time. And I do read for like almost an hour every single night. Sometimes I don't make it the full hour, but I have the red light going. I'm reading on my Kindle. And then after 1 hour, it switches to brown noise. And that's sort of like the signal to me if I'm not already asleep to be like, okay, it's been an hour, time to put the book away and go to sleep. The brown noise keeps me asleep. I never wake up in the middle of the night. If there's any sort of noise, which there was noise in my apartment in LA, I don't hear it. The brown noise drowns it out. And it's just the best. So I love my Hatch. I wish I had a code for you. Unfortunately, I don't think they do codes, but they do go on sale. So you should definitely check it out if it's something you've been thinking about. It's popular for a reason. Love it because it's great. I know it is expensive for an alarm clock, but I've had my Hatch for like 3 years. I haven't really had any issues with it. And I don't know. I just think if you're investing in like your routines and your sleep, like the Hatch is one of those things that is a worthwhile investment to me. Number two is my Dyson Airwrap. So I actually didn't buy this. I did get this as a gift back in 2021. And I use this every time I wash my hair. I don't use a traditional blow dryer anymore. I use the Dyson and I use the like the straight brush and I'll like rough dry my hair and then I just use the straight brush to dry out my hair and it basically like dries my hair and straightens my hair at the same time. So if I do have to use a flat iron, which because of the texture of my hair, like sometimes I do still need to use the flat iron. Although using that Crown Affair leave-in conditioner, I've had to use the flat iron less. But I just will blow out my hair straight. It totally has saved me time on drying my hair. I think it's healthier for the hair and I love it. Like it's just fabulous. It's expensive. I understand that, but it's popular for a reason. I've not ever used the Shark, so I can't speak on the Shark. But I do really like the Dyson. And again, if you are someone who spends a lot of time styling your hair, I think it's worth it. Honestly, I feel like for me, maybe the Air Straight would have been worth it. It didn't exist when I first got my Dyson. I really don't use a lot of the attachments. I use the two like straight brushes, the small one and the big one, the most. And then like the hair dryer attachment. I don't use the curler attachments all really at all. But I feel like I got it Christmas 2021. It's Christmas 2024. Like I've used it and I've had no issues with it at all. So 10 out of 10 on the Dyson. Next, oh my gosh, I'm realizing I didn't include in my honorable mentions my Breville Barista Express. What is wrong with me? Breville Barista Express, move this to the top of the list. That's my favorite purchase ever. I love my espresso machine. I think it's fabulous. If you are looking for an espresso machine, you're a beginner, I think the Breville is really great. I am a diehard Breville fan. I love it, and I'm going to use it until it breaks. That being said, I was sent an Ultima Cosa machine. I had communicated with them via DM. One of my friends from LA, he's like a big coffee enthusiast. He hooked me up with Ultima Cosa. They did send me a machine to have on the Cape while I'm home. So the Ultima Cosa is a Breville dupe. It's basically a significantly less expensive machine. It's like $250 as opposed to like $650, although the Breville goes on sale all the time. But it's much less expensive. I've been using it now for about 2 weeks, the 2 weeks that I've been home. It's exactly the same thing. Like it works exactly as well. There are a couple of minor things about it that are slightly different, but I think using it is significantly easier. The quality of the espresso shots I'm getting is the same. And if you are someone who wants an espresso machine, but you don't want to commit to spending $600+ to use the Breville, I think the Ultima Cosa is a great alternative. So I will share that. But my Breville, because I didn't buy it this year, I can't put it on my list for this year, but it's definitely in my honorable mentions, some of my favorite purchase ever, honestly. I think it might be the purchase of my 20s. That's like, this is the best thing that I've bought because I love coffee. It's totally transformed my like morning coffee routine. It makes my coffee so much better, and I prefer to have coffee at home now as opposed to going out because I can make it the way that I like. So, yeah, the Rebel is on there. The last thing on my honorable mentions here is the Summer Fridays jet lag mask. So, I'm pretty loyal to Polish Choice in terms of my skincare. I credit most of the clearness of my skin in terms of like product on my face, not the Omnilux, is Polish Choice. However, I love the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask. I think it's one of the best products on the market. It's a very, very, very thick, creamy, non commodogenic moisturizer. So it's so fantastic in the wintertime, especially if you live in a cold climate, which I'm living in right now and I'm moving to when I'm in Chicago. I will be in a very, very cold climate with lots of wind and like you can get windburn and stuff. This jet lag mask is just, it's one of my favorite things. It's so moisturizing. It goes on very nicely. It lasts a long time. I think I've bought like 4 or 5 of them because I use it so frequently and I use a lot of it when I use it because I just love the way it feels. But the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask, if you're like, on the fence about splurging on a moisturizer, because it is expensive, it's like $50 or something. You do get a lot of it though. But if you're on the fence of splurging on a moisturizer, like I think that this one is well worth it. I've had no issues with it with like breakouts or any issues with my skin. I actually, I've used a few Summer Fridays products. I've used the Jet Lag Mask. I have all their lip balms, which I love. And then I also have used their Rich Cushion Cream. I like the rich cushion cream, but I like the jet lag mask better. It's a little bit thicker. And I have not had any issues with any of their products on the skin. So the jet lag mask I really, really love. And it is basically like an automatic repurchase for me. I always have one. So those are my honorable mentions. And now we're going to finish this off with 2 things that I bought this year that I don't use as much as I thought. So first is my juicer. So last year, well, at the beginning of this year, I bought the Hurom juicer and I love it. It's fantastic. I just used it pretty much every day during Q1 and then I put it away and I like forgot about it and I don't use it as much as I wish I did. I just fell off with it, honestly, for no reason other than like it was out of sight, so I wasn't grabbing it because the way I had it stored in my apartment is it was like in a cabinet underneath the counter. So it wasn't like a cabinet I was opening all the time, if that makes sense. So I just kind of forgot about it. In 2025, I'm bringing the juicer back because I think that juicing at least once a week is like really great for health reasons, but also for skin and nutrients and like really getting nice glowy skin. Whenever I juice, I always have really beautiful glowy skin. I mean, I do right now, not to, rub it in, but I'm really happy with my skin. And I think the juicer really adds to it. So we'll be bringing that back in 2025. And then it's in storage right now, which is why I say 2025 is the time. And then my other one, this one was a well-intentioned purchase. It also wasn't expensive. It was like $60. And I was influenced by Nara Smith. This is an impulse purchase, is I bought the KitchenAid ice cream churner. I do love this thing. It's great. Although I just didn't use it all that much. So I bought all the materials, like I bought the churner and then I bought some like ice cream pints from Amazon. I think the issue is I need to learn the proper recipes for this so that I can make ice cream that actually tastes good. So this was something that I like experimented with and then I started traveling a lot and it just didn't become a priority for me. But I will be using this again when I get my stuff back when I move because I think making ice cream at home, it's really fun. B, it's better for you. And C, like I just think it's cool that you can do all this stuff with the KitchenAid. So I'm going to start taking advantage of the fact that I have this. But my intentions were pure when I bought it. I just didn't use it in practicality all as much as I really thought I was going to. So that's that. I think overarchingly, purchase wise, spending wise this year, it was a win. I'm happy with everything I bought. Everything I mentioned will be in the show notes via my LTK and my ShopMy. So go check those out if you are interested. And I want to know, what is your favorite purchase of this year? Because I love to hear what other people value. Not necessarily because I want to buy it, but because I think it's important when you work really hard for your money to spend your money on things that you enjoy, that add value to your life. And I want to create an environment where we talk about it. Like there's nothing wrong with spending money so long as it's intentional and so long as the things you're buying are valuable to you. So let me know anything you bought this year that you loved, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for listening.